So this final session explores how consumer load diversity and the opportunity for load flexibility can be embedded into the energy system. And we're looking, of course, for at a least cost transition.
The question for us as an organisation, the question for us as a community is how do we arrive at a place where the EVs are behaving well, generally speaking? The first thing I guess to acknowledge here is that the consumer is going to retain control because they are in physical charge of the vehicle and its connection to the energy system. You can't remove the consumer's control because they're the ones that are actually plugging it in. And if you want to assume control over when charging happens when it is plugged in, the consumer needs to consent. So if you get their consent and then you have control and you can then arrive at a cost framework that works and you can solve for the cybersecurity questions, maybe we can deal with some of this by orchestration.
If we look to a few things here that are informing the view of this. So first of all, I'm sure a lot of the last couple of days has been about what this means at a network level. What is very clear globally as well as locally to enable this in a bi-directional grid, to enable electrification and decarbonisation, digital at scale is required. And we're seeing that globally and we're seeing that locally.
We don't need to just think about cost-benefit analysis. We can expand that out to social impact assessment, to evaluation. We can open up the way that these problems are framed in trials, in spaces of experimentation. But really, I think ultimately we need to continue to start with the public and their expectations and lead with kind of their constraints and what they see as opportunities rather than the tools, which are so, are our go-to kind of familiar tools that we use.
There's a lot of talk about educating consumers, but actually helping them through a process is perhaps a better way to get that understanding. So we need to put them at the centre of the energy system, but we don't want to put them there and rearrange the furniture around them. We need them to engage, understand, participate and change their behaviour.
Thank you so much.